Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Matrostravel. I'm Matro and today I'm in Varanasi. So Varanasi is a city you can get stuck in here or lost in here. It's like for me a very special place. I plan to be here like maybe 3 or 4 days. Now I'm here for a week and I could stay even way longer. I met people who also came for just a weekend and they're here for a month now. Because once you are in here, you kinda like... the city is sort of like catching you, like it doesn't let you go out anymore. Simply because it's such a interesting and different place from like anything you have seen before. So even when you traveled to India for many times and haven't been to Varanasi and you go to Varanasi for the very first time, it's gonna be very different from anything you have seen before in India. So like here I'm like at one of the ghats. You can walk like to every ghat here all around. It takes like maybe, I don't know, 50 minutes to walk from one end to the other end, which is also already really cool. And while you're walking here, you meet a lot of people. And the people here, they're actually really friendly, very inviting. So it happens to me quite often that I sort of like build relationships here, which is really nice. Like there's a shop owner who is going up and down the ghat and he invited me for a cup of chai. And then there's another guy with another shop who invited me for a cigarette and you know, things like that. And you really get to know the people here and the place. And it just feels, I would say that. It just feels good. And also like, this is one of the oldest cities ever. When you ask people, some will say this is like the first city that ever existed. If it's true, it depends. But the city is definitely extremely old. And you can really see it here as well, especially in the old town here. And also the way how people respect the city. I know a few years ago it hasn't been like this. But nowadays the people really try to keep the city as clean as possible, which is also really good to see. Like you also feel good here, like walking around, because you see how it's been taken care of. And you can take boat rides here, which is also really interesting to see the city from the water and just watch the people going up and down the ghats. Or also like the ceremonies and the burning of the people, which is something a lot of especially Europeans and Americans see it quite strange when they see or hear that they're being burned right in front of the Ganga. But here it's very normal and it's also not everywhere. There are like 2 ghats here where they do it, and they do it like all the time, I think even 24/7. And you can really go there, just sit there and watch it. Like don't take photos, because it's quite inappropriate to do so. I mean, you wouldn't want a stranger to take photos of a funeral of yours. But you can just sit there and watch. And it's quite interesting to see the whole procedure. Like, especially as a Westerner, it's something quite new. And you also see the spiritual part of it, which is really quite nice. What I also really like about the city is, like, I'm gonna turn the camera around. There's like this beautiful beach here. During monsoon time, it's gonna be underwater. But otherwise, you can just cross the Ganga and go to the beach there. So you can enjoy the beach there. There are a lot of activities like camel riding, and I even saw some people doing some paragliding and this kind of stuff. So there's that too. But still, I prefer to be here on the side of the ghats, just to meet the people, to get everything into me. Like, it's also a really good place to meditate. You're gonna see a lot of Babas too. So you can also see children playing in the water or teenagers. You see many people doing the holy dip. There's even a swimming school in here every summer where they teach the little children how to actually swim. Just really interesting to see. Whew. And every day in the morning at 5 and in the evening at 7 there is the Ganga Arati ceremony, which is also really interesting to watch. So the Ganga Arati ceremony, it's something you have to see at least once. I already made a video about it, you can see the link up here. You can also just go here in the morning time, sit at the ghat and meditate. It's the perfect spot for it. You also meet a lot of interesting people. There are like a lot and a lot of Babas here, like everywhere. It's hard to not see them basically, because it's such a holy place for them. And also because of that, some of the best photographers I actually met in here, because it's such a great spot to actually take good photos. So if you like photography, especially of people, it's really like the place to go. And yeah, in a way it's also a lot of tranquility here, especially during the day. In a way it's hard to describe the city, because it's something you have to see for yourself, you have to feel. Like, it's not a city where you have like things to see, like of course there are temples and everything, but this shouldn't be the reason to go here. The reason to go here is to feel the place itself, to feel the spirituality here, to get to know the people, to just be. So for this, Varanasi is perfect. And also the scenery of the ghats, it's very beautiful. Like, you have palace after palace, especially when you take a boat trip, you can see all of them. There's also one of the golden temples here. You see the name here of it. Right now tourists are not allowed to see it because there's some dispute going on with a mosque and they don't want any outsiders to go there right now. But I think in a couple of months, maybe even weeks, it should be okay to go there again. So definitely visit that. And just enjoy the moment here. I think this is the most important part, to just be and enjoy the moment. What is also interesting for me is the fact that it looks more like Morocco than India. Especially little roads in the old town here, where you can really just get lost in. I didn't really see it much in India. This is something I saw in the Kasbahs of Morocco. So it reminds me more on that it would remind me actually on India. So sometimes it's hard to believe that I'm actually in India. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, hit the like button down below. Remember to subscribe and see you in the next video. Bye!